How do we sound?
Call members.
Hello, good evening, members. Good evening, members.
Members, if I could have your attention, please. The meeting's just about to start. Thank you.
Sorry, am I not speaking clearly enough? Can you hear me now? Thank you. Good evening, members. Welcome to this full council meeting, this annual general meeting. I'm Councillor Lynn Walters, the chairman of the council, and this evening I will be chairing the first section of this meeting upon the election of a new chairman of the council for the new civic year. I will be stepping down and handing over to the newly elected chairman. Before we start business this evening, can I confirm that this meeting is being webcast via the council's YouTube channel? And please can everyone in the chamber ensure that their mobile phones and devices are switched to silent to avoid any disruptions. Please note that we are not expecting a fire alarm. However, in the event of an alarm, please leave via the fire exits and assemble in the car park. This meeting is scheduled for 3 hours. I would be grateful if you could keep speeches to be considered very concise and as short as possible. I would now proceed to the first item of business, agenda item 1, apologies for absence. I have received apologies for absence from Councillor Joanne Beavis, Councillor Dennis Abram, Councillor Jonathan Ayton, Councillor John Bohr, Councillor Camilla Finch, and Councillor Bob Wright. Are there any further apologies to note?
No, Chairman.
Thank you, members. We will now proceed to agenda item number 2, my chairman's address. As I sit before you this evening, and brings my term of chairman to a close, I do so with a great sense of gratitude, reflection and pride. It's been an honour to serve as, an honour to serve as chairman on this council over the past civic year. And indeed, for my second term, I was previously chairman in 2015. The role has given me a privilege to meet so many inspiring individuals across our district, from volunteers and business owners, young leaders and dedicated community groups, all working to make our area a better place to live, work and to thrive. Throughout the year, I have been reminded time and time again the strength of the local spirit, whether it has been attending community grants, repressing the council at our civic ceremonies, or simply hearing stories of those who give themselves, so much of themselves, to others. And I have been humbled by all the stories I've heard. I have great honour to attend 77 events, which include hosting the Armed Forces Day, a festive celebration, and my most recent community showcase event this year, and represents our district in a number of standout events that will stay in my mind for quite a long time. I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to my fellow councillors for your support, cooperation and friendship. To the officers and staff and the council, your professionalism, dedication and quite hard work behind the scenes, which has made it all the difference to everything I've done. And it has been a privilege to work alongside you. Finally, to the residents of our district, thank you for your trust, your engagement and your unwavering belief in the importance of local government. It's been the highest privilege to serve you. Through my term as chairman, as my chairman ends, my commitment to this council and our community remains as strong as ever. I look forward to continuing to serve in whatever capacity I can and to support the important work that lies ahead. Thank you all. We will now proceed to agenda item 3. This will be my handover to Dan Gascoigne, our Chief Executive. Dan.
Thank you, Chairman. It's my real privilege to offer a few words of appreciation to our outgoing Chairman, Councillor Lynn Walters, as her term draws to a close. Chairman, over the past civic year, you've served this council and our district with great dedication. You've represented the council with real warmth and professionalism, and whether that's in the chamber, in communities, or at civic and ceremonial events. As you've mentioned, the number and range of events you've represented the council at is extensive. It includes launches and lunches, civic services, concerts, meetings and seminars, giving and receiving awards, summer fairs, job fairs, photo ops, community events, celebrations, openings and presentations, to name just a few. Your passion for people and your belief in the importance of local government have really shone through in everything you've done, from championing local initiatives to supporting voluntary groups, attending events across the district. You've really embraced the role and all it entails. You've also been a steady and supportive presence within the council itself, presiding over meetings with fairness and good humour, and always showing respect for colleagues across the political spectrum. It's no small task, and you've done it brilliantly. On behalf of the entire council, members and officers alike, I want to express our sincere thanks for your service this year. We've created a personalised photo album to celebrate your time as chairman, in addition to your certificate. So as you pass the chain of office to your successor, please know that you take with you the respect and gratitude of all of us here. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Dan.
I'd now like to invite group leaders to say a few words. Councillor Butland.
Madam Chairman, Lynn, it's been a pleasure to serve under you over the last 12 months. And I felt a fine example of the way in which you have carried out your duties. It was only a few weeks ago when you and I went to White Notley Football Club and met with the young ladies who were there, the 5 and 6 year olds. And I shall always remember the face of the young lady when you put your chain on her for the photograph. That really was tremendous. But I did have to go back just to see your Facebook pages of your trip to Antarctica, just to see you hadn't put any on a penguin at any time. But Lynn, you are renowned for the way in which you are able to communicate with everyone outside of this chamber, and the way in which your humour and your personality comes over. And we know you've done that in some difficult personal circumstances during the year, but actually a really first-class job. And on behalf of this side of the chamber, thank you very, very much for your year of service. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Butland. Councillor Abbott.
Thank you. Yes, from our group, we'd like to add our congratulations to your year as Chairman, Madam Chairman. The list of events you've been to is extensive, and we know how much, having sat here for quite a few years, how much work chairmen do put in, and you certainly have. And also, as Councillor Butland said, for your good humour in chairing these meetings, which has been very welcome.
Thank you, Councillor Abbott. Councillor Jeffries.
Thank you. Of course, everybody said everything and said how wonderful you are. But on behalf of the Labour Group, I would like to congratulate you for your very successful year as the figurehead of Braintree District Council. As Graham said, your kindness and your humour has won a lot of friends, not just across Braintree, but throughout Essex and beyond. The children's choir performance at the Christmas celebration was particularly memorable, of course. The local organisations and voluntary groups you visited during the year have really appreciated your support. And last week's community showcase event gave them the opportunity to share their work. Of course, the ex-police dog, who was Baloo, who was sadly injured during service, was there and stole the show. So I'm sorry, took it away from you. But we would like to wish you all the best for whatever you do in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Jeffries. Councillor Pell.
Thank you very much for that. I'd also like to say thank you to our chairman at the moment for her commitment that she has done, and this being her second term, it really is a lot of hard work. As one and others have been in this room who have been in that position, it is a lot of hard work, and she has been very fair to all of us, and I think she's visited all the towns within her area, and I don't know what else I can say apart from the fact that we love you, Lynn. And thank you very much indeed for all that you have done for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Pell. And with that, I'll hand back to Councillor Walters.
Thank you, Dan. As my final duty, I will now move to item number 4, to elect a chairman of Braintree District Council for the civic year 2025 to 2026. Members, please could I have nominations for the chairman of the council for the new civic year? Thank you, Councillor Bowers-Flint.
Can I have your nomination, please?
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I would like to nominate Councillor Justin Wrench.
Thank
Thank you.
Please, can you give a supporting statement?
Thank you. I'm pleased and honoured to nominate Justin to be chairman of this council for 2025-2026. Justin, like yourself, is a fellow ward member for the Bocking Blackwater ward, so commonly known as the 3 degrees, we worked well together. Justin grew up in Housestead, as Councillor Pell well knows, and remembers very well, and has reminded us at times of some interesting things about Justin when he was in Housestead. And he's moved and works in Braintree. He was elected to this council in 2019, and since that time has spent 4 years on the planning committee and the local plan subcommittee, and Justin is currently chairman of the governance and audit committee, a role that he has undertaken extremely well for the last 3 years, and he is also a member of the corporate scrutiny committee. Justin has been a head teacher for 10 years, with the last 5 of those being head teacher at Great Bradford's Junior School in Braintree. And the times that I've visited that school, every time I'm absolutely astounded at the children there and all what they do and how they work. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's down to Justin and the way that he runs the school and all of his staff that he's got there, that is so good. But all of this wouldn't be manageable if it wasn't for the backbone of the family, and that is his wife and 2 children. And in his 2 children, we have a budding ballroom dancer, and I can guarantee you that she is a budding ballroom dancer, and watch this space where that young lady goes. And we've also got a budding footballer as well. So there's 2 things that we can watch for the future, because Justin not only is being a fantastic dad, I know he moans sometimes, but don't worry about it. He has got a lovely, lovely family behind him, supporting him all the way in this role. So it is an honour and a pleasure, Madam Chairman, for me to nominate Justin. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillors Bowers-Flint. Is there a seconder for this nomination? Thank you, Councillor Butland.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I'd like to formally second Justin's nomination for chairman. Justin will obviously be ideally situated to keep us children in order from his experience as a headmaster. Hopefully we won't cause too much trouble as we move forward. But I know that, as Councillor Bowers-Flint has said, he has a superb reputation in his professional life as head of that school. And it's really great to see someone playing that role who's also able to devote time to public service outside of that as well. And I'm absolutely delighted that he found it able to take the role of chairman for the coming year, and I wish him a very, very successful year of office.
Thank you, Councillor Butland. Are there any further nominations? No, Madam Chair. There are no further nominations. I will therefore proceed to put this nomination to the vote. Members, I now seek your agreement to elect Councillor Justin Wrench as Chairman of the Council for the civic year 2025 to 2026. Please can members indicate by a show of hands. Thank you, members. I can confirm that Councillor Justin Wrench has been elected as Chairman of the Council. I offer my full support and very best wishes. I know you will bring your own style and vision and passion to the role, and I am confident the Council will continue to flourish under your leadership. Members, this concludes my term of office as Chairman of the Council, and I will now hand the meeting over to the new Chairman of the Council, Councillor Wrench. Members, may we pause for a few moments, please, while we move around. That's fine. Bless you. Councillor Holland's here to help, okay? That's all right. Sort everything else out in a minute.
Members, colleagues and friends, it is with immense pride and gratitude that I accept the role of Chairman for Braintree District Council for the civic year 2025-26. I thank Councillor Bowers-Flint for her kind words, and also Councillor Butland for this opportunity and for his kind words too. First and foremost, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to my predecessor, Councillor Lynn Walters. Her dedication to the Council and the example she has set has been truly inspiring. I am grateful for the strong foundation she leaves behind, and I look forward to building on them. Although I try my very best, you will never come across a more passionate chairman as Lynn. As I take on this role, I do with a focus for the year ahead, to celebrate our community champions, the individuals who go beyond for others, often quietly and certainly without much recognition. These are the people who embody the very best of our district. In addition, I hope to shine a light on the incredible network of sports clubs across our towns and villages. These clubs offer so much to so many, promoting health, teamwork, community spirit and opportunities for all ages and abilities. From grassroots initiatives to long-standing local teams, they deserve to be celebrated. Having spent almost my entire life in the district, as Lynette has already alluded to, growing up and spending my early childhood in Housestead and now living and working in Braintree, I feel a deep connection to this community and a genuine desire to give back. Given my 20 years working in schools, it would be a missed opportunity if I didn't use this platform to visit as many schools in the district as possible, to shine a light on the terrific work they do and hopefully to inspire the next generation of change makers, leaders, listeners and lights for tomorrow. Our district is also rich in charitable organisations, and throughout the year I hope to meet many of them. While fundraising is not our sole focus, it is my hope that any monies raised during my term will go towards those doing exceptional work across our communities. I will wait until later in the year before selecting any particular charities to support. I am also very aware that I do not take on this role alone. I'm fortunate to have the support of a dedicated and talented civic and governance team, and I truly look forward to working collaboratively with each and every one of you who serve our community with energy, inclusivity and integrity. I'm also fortunate to have the support of my family, and I'm delighted that they can be here with me tonight. So members, let us move forward together with pride in our districts, with a shared commitment to public service and with an open door to new ideas and initiatives. I welcome suggestions from all members, businesses and residents alike, to help us promote the values and priorities that make Braintree District Council special. Finally, I thank you all from both sides of the chamber for entrusting me with this prestigious opportunity, and I'm truly grateful. Thank you. We will now attend to the remaining items of the business as set out in tonight's agenda, and the next item of business is item 5, to elect the Vice Chairman of the Council for the civic year 2025-26. Members, please could I have nominations for Vice Chairman of the Council for the new civic year? Councillor Tom Cunningham.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much indeed. Pleasure to rise. First of all, to congratulate you. A great night for the ageing millennials of the Braintree district, of which there's a few of us aspiring to be 35 again, but congratulations to you, sir. But delighted to nominate to be Vice Chairman of Braintree District Council for the civic year 25-26, Councillor Lynn Walters. Having served as Chairman the last year, having served as Chairman in 2015 and 16, and if Council are minded to agree, Councillor Mrs Walters as Vice Chairman for this year, this will be the third year she's actually served as Vice Chairman of the Council in that important role. And we know, Mr Chairman, that with you as Chairman and Councillor Lynn Walters alongside, the civic functions of this authority are in very, very good hands. So I have a pleasure to nominate Councillor Mrs Lynn Walters. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Cunningham. Is there a seconder for this nomination? Councillor Butland. Thank you, Councillor Butland. Are there any further nominations for Vice Chairman? So, as there are no further nominations, we will proceed to put this to a vote. Members, for this item, I am seeking your agreement to elect Councillor Lynn Walters as Vice Chairman of the Council for the civic year 2025-26. Please can you indicate by a way of show of hands when I call? All those in favour? Thank you, members. I'm very pleased and absolutely thrilled to confirm that Councillor Lynn Walters has been elected as Vice Chairman for the Council for the civic year 2025-26, and I would like to invite Councillor Walters to come forward and take her seat and to sign her acceptance of office as Vice Chairman. And thank you, members, for your patience while we attend to these matters.
And you thought you were getting rid of me. Thank you, Councillor Wrench. It feels only moments ago when I sat on the stage. I look forward to supporting you as Chairman and as during your term of office, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I have done in the past 2 terms that I've done. Just look forward to being with you and helping wherever I can possibly do so. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Councillor Walters. I will now move to agenda item 6 to receive any announcements from the Chairman of the Council. So, as you can appreciate, only being taken on this role a couple of moments ago, I do not have any formal announcements to make this evening, but I do look forward to the year ahead and reporting back to full Council at all future meetings. So I'll now proceed to agenda item 7, minutes of the previous meeting. So please can I have a proposer to approve the minutes as an accurate record of the meeting of full Council held on the 13th of March 2025? Councillor Butland. And thank you, Councillor Butland. I now seek a seconder. Thank you, Councillor Cunningham. Members, the minutes have been moved and seconded as an accurate of records. All those in favour, please indicate. That is unanimous. The minutes have been approved. Thank you, members. We will now proceed to agenda item 8, declarations of interest. Before I call any of the declarations of interest, please can I advise that there is no need for members to declare any interest in any potential appointments as set out in the reports this evening, as they are matters of the council arrangements impacting on all councillors. So do members have any disclosable pecuniary interest, other registrable interest or non-registrable interests that they wish to declare this evening? And if so, please state the item and the nature of your interest. Okay. Thank you, members. We will now proceed to agenda item 9, Leader of the Council. So, members, on the 25th of May 2023, Councillor Graham Butland was appointed Leader of the Council for a 4-year term of office in accordance with the provisions of the Council's Constitution. Consequently, this evening, members, we are asked to note that Councillor Graham Butland, as Leader of the Council, I will take your silence as assent. Thank you, members. Councillor Butland, would you like to say a few words?
Thank you very much, colleagues. Clearly, the next couple of years are going to be extremely interesting, to say the least, and very busy. And I am delighted that, as a council, by and large, we're able to move forward collectively on a number of these issues. And clearly later in the year we will be considering local government reform, and I promised I would come back here before committing this council to any view it might have, and I maintain that I will keep to that commitment. But clearly it is going to be a difficult year, not just for members but also for officers, as we move from the existing state of local government to whatever the new model might be. And I am very conscious that as far as not just our senior officers, but really all our officers are concerned, it's going to be quite a stressful time, and I hope that they can look to members generally to support them during that time. So I thank, we haven't had much choice, unfortunately, because it says for 4 years. But I'm delighted to continue, and to thank clearly my colleagues on this side for their continued support for me. And we will move forward, and as I say, what will be an interesting year without a doubt. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Butland. I will now move to agenda item 10, Leaders' Announcements of Cabinet Update 2025. So this item is set out on pages 6 to 17 of tonight's agenda. And before I invite the Leader of the Council, Councillor Butland, to introduce the report, I would like to remind members that the report is for noting only. Councillor Butland, please proceed with this item.
Thank you, Chairman. I won't be too long on this. As far as the Cabinet is concerned, there are no changes to the Cabinet members, and there are no changes to the portfolio. I think we've got enough on our plate without having to fiddle around with things like that. There are 5 recommendations which are set out in recommendations, 6, no 5, 2.1 to 2.5 regarding the Cabinet, the Deputy Cabinet members and the various subcommittees, etc. And I would move those recommendations. Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much, Councillor Butland. Would any members like to speak on this item? No, okay. So, Councillor Butland, as no one has spoken, I will now move on to asking members to note this report. Members, please can I take it that this report is noted, and again, your silence is taken to be assent. Thank you very much, members. We will now deal with agenda item 11, which is council appointments. This item is set out on pages 18 to 25 of this agenda. And Councillor Butland, before I invite you to speak on the reports, Again, please can I invite you to move the recommendations as set out on pages 18 of the agenda. Then I will seek a seconder.
Formally moved, Chairman, recommendations 2.1 to 2.3 as set out in the order paper.
Thank you, Councillor Butland. Can I please have a seconder?
Second, Chairman.
Thank you, Councillor Tom Cunningham. Do you wish to reserve your right to speak?
Reserve right, thank you.
Thank you. I will now invite Councillor Butland to speak on this matter.
Again, Chairman, I will not take up too much of Council's time. Just one amendment. On page 23, Corporate Policy Development Committee, the membership of that, would members please note that Councillor Billy Taylor will replace Councillor Toby Williams on the Policy Development Committee. Councillor Williams, of course, is a deputy cabinet member, and I've always tried to keep a gap between the executive and the other members of the council. So that I would ask you to note. And also in page 20, paragraph 3.12, the members' allowance scheme. Just to say, we did agree last year when we accepted the new scheme that we would, because of changes in the way in which we used to be able to do it, relating it directly to the pay settlement of our staff, because that is now different with different grades, etc., that we would rely on the Office of National Statistics public pay report. That runs, as the report here says, 2 months in arrears. So the 31st of March report will not be available for another 2 months. We will accept whatever that says and will apply that, which will mean that the members' allowances will be reviewed from the beginning of June. And I would expect payments to be made in July, but it will be backdated to the 1st of April. This, I think, brings us in line with a number of different authorities who now use that as the benchmark in between the major reviews that take place of members' allowances, which, of course, is what we did last year. As I say, I have pleasure in moving the 3 recommendations to approve the appointments to the council committees and the appointment to outside bodies, and also to note the appointment of Councillor Heath, the continued appointment of Councillor Paul Heath as Chairman of the Corporate Scrutiny Committee, which I think he has carried out exceptionally well during the year. As I say, we have always maintained here, I think we've only broken it on a couple of months in 20-odd years, that the Chairman of the Corporate Scrutiny Committee should not be a member of the administration. So those are the 3 recommendations that I would move, Chairman.
Thank you very much, Councillor Butland. Do any members wish to speak on this item? If so, please indicate by showing your hand, and it will be acknowledged in due course. It's just Councillor Abbott. Thank you, Councillor Abbott.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and congratulations on your new role.
Thank you.
We in our group are very happy with all the appointments, and as I understand it, the process has been quite considered and not controversial. However, I want to ask a question, and this is by no means is a criticism at all of Councillor Heath, and I agree with Councillor Butland, who's done a very good job. It's a matter of process. As far as I'm aware, this is the 4th or 5th year that the main opposition group on this council, the Green and Independent Group, and now the Independent Green Group, has not been offered the chairmanship of the main scrutiny committee. And it says within the papers that it is recommended that the current incumbent is re-elected. Can I ask who made that recommendation and why the decision is not a free vote of this council on the nomination of that committee? Those of us who have been around quite a long time remember that each of the committees used to elect its own chairman individually. We all used to stand up and sit down, or maybe that's not the way we want to do it now, but this is a very important role. And finally, does this mean that the main opposition group are going to continue not to have the opportunity to put anyone forward with the realistic prospect of them ever being able to chair the most important scrutiny committee on this council. Thank you. And as I say, that this is a question about process, not the current chairman.
Thank you very much, Councillor Abbott. Councillor Butler may wish to respond to that, but first, as seconder, Councillor Cunningham, reserving your right to speak, would you like to speak now?
Mr Chairman, sir, the leader will rise to close the item, but my understanding is that this council, at its AGM in May 2023, immediately after the election, there was a ballot in the council chamber for the election of the chairman of the main overview and scrutiny committee, and indeed I think other nominations went forward last year, and there was a ballot there then in 2024. So the current chairman of overview and scrutiny has been voted in twice by the full membership of council. Thank you.
Thank you for your clarification, Councillor Cunningham. Councillor Butland, as the proposer, would you like to reply to the speeches before I put the recommendations to the vote?
Thank you, Chairman. Just really to confirm, the decision was taken by council as a whole. I think there were two nominations, Councillor Joe Beavis and Councillor Heath, and it was a vote of this council that Councillor Heath would be elected. There is nothing, as far as I know, to stop other nominations being made for that in future years, if that is the wish of council. But I hope that people will, I mean, really it is up to that side of the chamber to determine who you wish to have in that position. And so hopefully through you, Chairman, that answers the question. There's no question of not allowing, but there was a vote. It was the council as a whole that decided that it wanted Councillor Heath, who was a member of the largest sole group on this council. That it's not an amalgam of members, but the largest sole group. So that was the decision that was taken. It was not as a result of us appointing anyone.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Councillor Butland. Members, the recommendations are set out on page 18 of the agenda and have been moved and seconded. We will now proceed to the votes. All those in favour of the recommendations, please indicate. Thank you, members. That is unanimous and the recommendations have been approved. So we'll now deal with agenda item 12, the annual timetable of council meetings for 2025-26. Members, you are asked to confirm the dates of the council meetings for the civic year 25-26 as set out in the agenda. Please may I take it that the dates have been noted, and again I will take your silence as agreement. Thank you, members. So this item concludes our business for this annual general meeting. Thank you very much for your attendance and participation in this evening's meeting, and those watching on the Council's YouTube channel. The recording of this meeting will be published on the Council's YouTube channel as soon as possible. I will formally close this meeting of full Council at 7:49. Thank you and have a good evening.